What's up, family? It's your boy Melanated God King coming back at you with another video, coming out of Houston, Texas. We just going back on. This is gonna be a part 4 of the Temple and Man. The idea that you are the God, that the Creator is in you. We're gonna break down the architect and the scientific of this subject matter here, and that how our ancestors, how they built temples are corresponding to the body, and according to the star system, how you have the three pyramids. You got the Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. Those are what you know as the three pharaohs, the three Nasut Abetes that had they three pyramids lined up with the belt of Orion. I'm gonna prove with some scriptures that you can go back and check. And I'm gonna give you some resources, some primary sources that you can go back and check. And I'm giving, and like, if y'all have any questions, y'all let me know. I'm willing to ask questions that for anybody. If you have any questions, y'all know y'all can just hit me up on my Instagram. It's the Melanated God King as well. So this is one of the sources right here that I use. It's called the Temple and Man. I got the author's name, JR. He breaks down in the book how our ancestors, how they told stories according to the body, according to the body, on how they use how that each temple represents each body part of the body, like the lungs, the head, the skeleton, the eyes, the ears, all types of stuff, and told stories with it and broke it down with architecture. I'm telling you, it's a good book to read, and it's a whole lot of stuff. It's a whole lot of stuff. We're gonna read some of the paragraphs here. I'm just gonna read out of this today, and we're gonna start off with the first highlighted paragraph that I had highlighted here. The study of the axis shows that each corresponds to a purpose. Each axis is a theme that rules in the direction of the constructions related to it. In fact, each wall was built in relation to one another of these three axes, with no regard for the obvious disorder that could ensue. Thus, we have here a discovery that is extremely important for studying, that we need to study. I'm putting this. We have to really have a understanding from the Most High, from the Creator, so we can have an understanding how our ancestors was teaching this on how they looked at the body as the kingdom. You gotta understand, like I said in the teachings, that the Most High dwelt in you. The Most High do not dwell in temples are built by hand. So each temple represents the body that's within you. Okay. Thus we have here I'm reading it again so you have an understanding. Thus we have here a discovery that is extremely important for studying the architecture of the temples and for deciphering the meaning of the pictures and texts traced on their walls. We are dealing here with an orientation that is spatial as well as ideological. You gotta understand that each wall has a meaning, which you know as an ideogram. An ideogram is a pictographic form relating to, if there's 1,000 words to describing a picture or a photo, which means that back then they spoken words, but to understand some they wrote it in a pictographic way, so you can have an idea of what the priest, the king might have, or just a nobleman might have been trying to get you to have an understanding what he's trying to tell you. And then that's why they put, a lot of times they told stories. It's a meaning within the story that you have to decipher. And we're gonna continue on. This concerns that the architectural basis, which happens to be in those indisciplinary linked with the governing idea expressed in the dedication of this temple. We then look for what be the characteristic symbol of this consecration, a symbol that should conform to the dedication. We began finding in that the strange paving of the covered temple. This pavement, in fact, makes no sense if it does not have a purpose. You gotta understand, everything has a purpose of why certain things are in the way it is, why the planets, why the temples, why the planets, why this, why that is in a particular uh, alignment. You gotta understand that's just even in our life why certain things happen in our life that we don't even have to understand. That we have to stay in alignment with the Most High. We have to always stay in alignment, stay in tune, stay knowing what's going on spiritually and knowing what's going on in society. But don't let society get you off your throne with the Most High, or just people in general with toxic or a parasite or what's that word, or or have a negative spirit or demonic spirits on them, that spirits will transfer. That's what they don't want you to get it. Don't get off your purpose, because that's where each role has a relation. You got to understand a lot of stuff dealing with the body. It's related. It's a relation to the spirit in the physical realm. Okay, we be in the okay. The pavement stones, none of which is cut in a curve or sometimes placed to give the effect of curves. Their appearance disorder curiously resembles a Byzantine mosaic from the colors have been removed. The colors, they contain several shades that attract the attention. For instance, the curve of an eye outlined by large blocks, the shape of an ear, as well as the channel of a tracer outlined by a series of Junat post slabs. We find in room 20 of the bas relief representing the same phase that that's formed by the elements of the pavement. Obviously, this would not afford a defying conclusion, but the canon proportions of the profile in the head and of the head in relation to the body. Head to the body. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. Are present here. Here, the golden number of corners. The golden number of corners. I want 4 corners of the earth. And to our aid, it controls a vegetable and animal growth. The following pages are based on these explanations. The outline of a human skeleton traced according to the astronomical method, very carefully constructed, bone by bone, was superimposed on the general plane of the temple. The head, watch this, in parentheses, full face of the skeleton. It is located exactly in the sanctuaries of the covered temple. The sanctuary of the bark of Amun is in the oral cavity. The clavics are marked by walls. The chest is located in the first hypostyle of the corner of the covered temple, and it ends with the temples. Let's see. I'm gonna break it down again. See there? Look at the temple. Broke down with the body. See there? We're gonna go back to the highlighted. We're just gonna read the ones I've highlighted here. The crown of the skull, marked off an Egyptian figuration by a headband. A diadem, a headdress or crown, is a veritable revelation with regard to psycho-spiritual knowledge of the ancients. This is made clear by the placement of the principal organs, the intellect, and all of the control mechanism of life in the various sanctuaries whose figuration, text, and architectures specify their purpose. That's why whenever back in the ancient world, whenever they had dreams, we talking spiritual, how they had what is it, the crown, dealing with the headdress, all that has a spiritual meaning on how dealing with dealing with dealing with your spiritual body. An animal, and also represent how human beings think as well. Then and watch this. When you see certain animals and certain insects and certain things out in the physical, they can be they can mean something different in the dream state, because they took a lot of the dreams on a whole. They did not play with that, because it's basically the Most High is trying to tell you something, or something's fixing to come, or something that's going on that you've been asking for, that he's trying to tell you and trying to get across to you, but it's in a symbolic way. Okay, the temple, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to Luxor. The temple of Luxor, indisputably devoted to the human micromism. The construction is merely simple attribution. The entire temple becomes a book in explaining the secret functions of the organs and nerve centers. I had limited myself here solely to demonstrate the symbolism that directs the temple's architecture, without entering into a study of the magnificent book. My my tour, without entering into a study of the magnificent book, my aim is to draw the attention of those who are interested and to place archaeologists on the alert. If we were to adopt this point view, no longer the Egyptology would no longer be a stellar science, because they not going to understand this. You have a lot of these people that so-called archaeologists. They call them this, that, and the third, and they try to study a lot of the melanated knowledge that whenever they go to these places, they don't understand it. They are not spiritual like we are. They are not spiritual people. So whenever they see certain things, even in the Bible, whenever you go back into the book of Ezekiel, which I'm going to bring out, later on, talk about you have an angel, but you have the angel with the four heads. You got the lion, the bull, the eagle, and you just got the man. They all representation of the four corners would look up back, but it's all something that's within you as well. Let's see. What's another one? Okay, here's another one here. The development of the organs were chosen from among the animal and vegetable kingdoms. In fact, an animal or a plant, as the type of given organism or a given function, it is fully characteristic in its entire way of life. Of the rhythm of this organ or this function, moreover, this opens to us the possibility of a vital classification of fauna or flora. Each species or type of becoming a stage or the genesis of which man, a supreme creator, is the summation, the temple of universal life. Okay. See there? You gotta understand that every herb, animal, all those things are representation of as melanated people as well, just humans, period. Because one of the elders that I listened to, I forgot his name, and he said that the only way you want to know about how humans operate, pay attention to animals. Pay attention to animals, and you see the type of spirits how they correlate with. This all has to do with the God that's inside of you. You got to pay attention. We have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. Okay, we'll go to the definitions. In order in order that to no confusion remain in the determination of my concepts, I shall begin by defining some of the words used in this work. The term cerebral consciousness and cerebral intelligence, plus the adjective vital defining vital function, vital logic, are used in a special new sense. We're going to go to consciousness. If a cause origin If a cause origin of the universe is admitted, it is necessity unique. However, if reason opposes on us the idea of an invisible quantity less unity, the idea of this unity eludes our point of view as creatures forming part of this universe, a consequence of the unique cause. This unity exists for us only, and a comparison is possible. But comparison signifies consciousness and duality. We got to write that down. Write those words down. Consciousness and duality. Thus, creation is accomplished entirely between the numbers of 1 and 2, and duality is the basic characteristics of the created universe. This duality is the principle of sexuality. Duality implies comparisons with a series of phenomena which produce cerebral consciousness. Unity creates by looking at itself. It is the fallen angel of the Judeo Christian tradition, and also the Adamic era in the Genesis of Moses. We may call this unity the unity of God polarized energy, and that this unity is in it unity is invisible in God the Creator, or polarized energy, insofar as it is unity consciousness in or of itself. Therefore, the universe is only consciousness and presents only an evolution of consciousness from beginning to end, which is the return to its cause. The aim of every initiatory religion is to teach the way that leads to this ultimate merging, cerebral consciousness, which is peculiar to the animal kingdom. In the human animal requires the facility registering notions. They are only acts of comparisons. This is factually is located in the cerebral cortex and the double cerebral lobes. The double cerebral lobes. We're gonna break all that. I'm gonna do a part 5 on this. Do a part 5 on this. We're gonna look at all that. On the other hand, understanding intellect or reason in the factually of the synthesis and the coordination of ideas, and the functionally centered in the pituitary and the penal bodies. Hypothesis and emphasis. This is what the ancients called the intellect of the heart, because its impulse is manifested through the solar plexus and systematic nerve, the emotive center, and the direct physical reactions upon the heart. So basically, how they did it was we're gonna go back to the body. So each part represents an intellect of each body part that governs the mind. Okay. The mind and the body flow. So they all correlate with each other. So you'll see the intelligence in each body part, in each system that represents something, and it all comes together unified as one body with the creator. And then we're gonna go back to the other paragraph. I'm gonna go back to this one here. Let me see. It says this is made clear by the placement of the principal organs of the intellect and all of the control mechanism of life in its various sanctuaries. Principle. You understand? We got that. We have to have principles. Principles represent. You have to have principles to govern your life, to have you in that direction. Okay, we're gonna talk about life real quick. Life. Various definitions have been given for the term life. The best of which, to me, to be the factually assimilating a food and transmuting in the nature of living being. Any germinating seed, any seed capable of germinating is cause or impulse of life, and generation is life. But when the living being, whether vegetable or animal, achieves its aim, which is a new seed, its organism deteriorates, and that is a complex generating the seed, male or genitation the being female, but death does not extinguish all life in the component parts of this individual. Putrefaction makes from the new lives animal or vegetable. To be sure, it is always a matter of assimilation, but to another rhythm with another character. Meaning this: if a person die, that same the spirit, the emotions, and the spirit man moves on. The body dies. It goes into another body that's prepared. Dad, I'm gonna bring some of that. I'm about to bring it out in just a second. Let's see. Let's see where I want to go. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you this. This book here has footnotes. Always get a book that has footnotes. Yeah, get a book and highlight it. Those gonna be your key points right there. Let's see. We'll go to 12. So I don't want to read that. Let's see. Everything existing. Oh, here we go. Here, this is a good one. This is a good one. Everything existing is capable of reaction insofar it has weight that is fixed or specific energy. The vital phenomenon in this faculty of reacting, and to manifest itself, this reaction requires a resistance of the same nature as the action, which you know as cause and effect, law of attraction. All those things has a purpose, which you attract certain things in life. Let's just give an example. Uh, hmm, attract something. Let me see. Just say anything. I'm just I can't think of an example, but anything that y'all can either come up with within y'all spare time, something that attracts, you're gonna get that same attraction back. Meaning this is going to okay, let's use this okay, look, perfect example. Perfect example. For a lot of my brothers and sisters, y'all hit the waist like me. I know I'm all cut up and all that, you know what I'm saying? We got the guns, you know what I'm saying? Got the hair looking right at the flat top. But anyway, for example, this is a prime example. Thank you, Mosa. Anybody that works out, y'all take care of y'all body, y'all eating the right food, Y'all do what y'all gotta do. Y'all looking good, whatever. That's trash. You exercising, you taking the body gonna take care of you. But we also gotta remember, I want y'all to pay attention to this. This is very important that a lot of times we work on this so much we forget our spirit. We got to work on our spirit more. So then when times get hard, like maybe times get hard, when you're gonna have to fast, it's gonna be times when you're not gonna have anything. So you gotta make sure that spirit man has more energy than the physical. Cause you worry about the physical, yeah, you might be big swole, cut all up, in the physical, but your spirit man might be old toothpick, skin in the toothpick, old lanky. I'm just saying, you may have old chicken stick legs in the spiritual realm, but you got big calf muscles, got the veins popping. You know what I mean? Even on the ladies, y'all know y'all. Hey, the lady, the goddesses, y'all got it. You might be looking good on the outside, but what is that spirit man like? This all correlates to the temple. The temple, the temple and the man, the temple and the goddess. You gotta remember. hmm Let's see. Do I want to read another? Okay. Uh, okay. We're gonna go to the summary. We're gonna go to the summary principles. Life is a faculty of reacting. This formula extends to the definition of life to include minerals. We do not distinguish ignorant bodies from organ bodies so as to accord life only to the latter. We admit that there are organized beings and others which are not yet organized, but the latter bear in their characteristics. For example, chemical affinity, the elements that give impulse for the future organization. This, however, will not take place in a continuous fashion, but through the necessary destruction of forms for the purpose of rebirth. It's not you rebirth; it's the spirit. Your spirit gets some rebirth. And it's plenty scriptures in there. I'm gonna go into all this into the temple. I'm gonna bring this out in just a minute. To his fashion. So to speak in the higher states, it is not the form that is transmitted, but the uh, permanent moment of the substance. This permanent moment, the Egyptian Ka. The Ka represents the spirit, or what you know in the Hebrew, the Ruach. The Ruach means spirit. Registers the experience of the transitory form. Thus, life is in all things a ternary complex formed by an active cause against a passive resistance. This is nonetheless reactive in turn. This reaction is the apparent effect and the whole in the vital phenomenon. Once y'all go get y'all Bibles and go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 1, I'm going to work my way down. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Verse 3. What profit a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? The fourth verse. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. But the earth abide forever. Pay attention. I'm gonna read it again so you can get an understanding. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh. But the earth abide forever. Y'all need to highlight or underline that verse. Verse 5. Then the sun also arise and the sun go down. and has it to his place where he arose. The wind the wind goeth towards the south, and the turning about unto the north. It whip it willeth about continually.